You don't necessarily need blood, sweat, and tears to grow your bank account in 2021. You just need to make the right investments. Guess what? I'm gonna share with you some of the best investments to make this year so that your money can grow. I'm Kalila Reynolds, and it's time for another episode of Money Mondays JA. Money Mondays JA is brought to you by Proven Wealth. Visit provenwealth.com to speak to an investment advisor today and follow We Are Proven on social media. Before we get started, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and click the bell icon so that you can be notified whenever there's a new video. Also subscribe to my newsletter at KalilaReynolds.com/newsletter and check out the full website where you can read a transcript of this episode. Warren Buffett once said, "If you don't learn to make money while you sleep, you will work for money until you die." One investment that can help you to make money in your sleep: real estate. Jamaica's housing market remains buoyant despite the economic challenges brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. Properties continue to hold their value and have even increased in worth. Buying and owning real estate can be a lucrative investment strategy. It can generate ongoing passive income and be a good long-term investment if the value increases over time. Rentals are growing in demand and definitely not decreasing in price, since the value of property rarely goes down over the long term. Now let's talk about natural appreciation, right? The population continues to grow and people continue to need places to stay and live. So there are several types of real estate that you can invest in and several ways to make money from them. You can do short-term rentals like AIRBNB. That market's not so great right now, but in a few months when tourism makes a big comeback, it could be a sweet spot. So now might be the time to make that investment and get ready for the resurgence. Then you have long-term rentals, and this isn't just residential rentals where people live in your house or your apartment and pay you rent. You could also consider owning commercial or industrial property and renting it, or leasing land. The idea is that your tenant is there for several months or years at a time, giving you a steady stream of income. Now, if you watch HGTV, you're probably familiar with the term flipping. This is when you buy a rundown property, fix it up, and sell it quickly at a profit. But you definitely have to know what you're doing, or you could easily end up buying a property that needs a lot more work than you expected, and then you end up losing money. Another strategy could be to buy and hold for the long term. Over the years, property value is likely to appreciate, especially if you invest in an emerging neighborhood. You could rent the property for those years and then later down the road sell at a profit. A great example of this is Richmond in St. Anne. Richmond opened right after the 2008 recession, or right around that time. Now, these gorgeous 3-bedroom homes were selling for $16 to $18 million. Now they're selling for as much as $40 million. So people who bought the first wave in 2008 could make a handsome profit by selling now. Those homes are also in high demand as short-term rentals for Airbnb because of the amenities like the pool and proximity to popular tourist destinations. 90% of all millionaires are said to be invested in real estate, and now you know why. If you play your cards right, you can possibly live for the rest of your life from rental income alone. The downside is that there's a high barrier to entry. It's expensive to start investing in real estate. You need to have a lot of money saved up to afford the down payment and attorney's fees, etc. But if you have it, why not go for it? If you don't, well, there are other more affordable ways to start investing in 2021. One of them is cryptocurrency. Now, when cryptocurrency was first introduced to the world, many people, including myself, were hesitant to venture into this kind of investment. However, certain cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin have given investors significant returns. In a previous episode, I told you how Bitcoin was worth 0.08 cents in 2010 and ballooned to nearly $70,000 earlier this year. but then it fell to less than 30,000 just a month later, and now it's climbing back up. So the crypto market can be very volatile, so it's one to tread cautiously. There are many people who still think Bitcoin is a bubble waiting to burst, while others are equally convinced that because of its scarcity, it's the wave of the future. If only Elon Musk would stop tweeting. Urgh. Well, if you're willing to take some risk, the biggest transformation in wealth may be happening right now. While Bitcoin and Ethereum are the more well-known cryptocurrencies, new ones continue to be created, but you definitely have to do your research into which ones are actually legit and have a credible future. You can check out our discussions about this on Taking Stock. The link is up here and in the description below. So the next big investment, of course, is stocks. Duh! One of the primary benefits of investing in the stock market is that it's pretty easy and affordable to start. You don't need as much money as real estate investing, and while the stock market can also be volatile, it's definitely a lot more stable than cryptocurrency. While the prices of individual stocks rise and fall daily, the stock market tends to rise in value over time. And history has shown that right after a recession is a great time for businesses to rebound, so a great time to invest in stocks. The more the companies you invest in grow, the more the value of your stocks increase, and this becomes profitable for you as an investor. Some stocks also provide income in the form of dividends. These payments arrive even if the stock price or the stock has lost value on the market, because dividends are based on the company's profits, not on the price of the stock. Dividends represent income on top of any profits that may come from eventually selling the stock. Dividend income can be a form of passive income. Just sit down and collect. That way, instead of sitting in your account, your money works to make you more money. Now, last but definitely not least, you should invest in yourself. Building the capacity to sustain your wealth starts with investing in yourself. If you acquire a level of skill and financial literacy, you can find ways to make money even if you suffer financial losses. Read for growth. There's a range of books that share financial advice from some of the world's wealthiest people. Invest in your education to increase your knowledge base and update your skills. You can actually lose your marketability, employability, or your competitive edge if your skills become outdated. So it's important to update and diversify your skills. Find a mentor to expose yourself to new knowledge. Network. The higher the quality of your connections, the more people, the more opportunities you'll be exposed to. You are your most important source of wealth. Investing in your personal and professional growth will not only yield future returns, but it will also have an impact on the quality of life you experience well into the future. Don't be a slave to money, be its master by making wise investments. That's it for this episode of Money Mondays JA. Now here's what's coming up on Taking Stock.
Are you a social media influencer, or would you like to be? Sign up for the lab's new subsidiary, Scope Caribbean. They're seeking to tap into the growing influencer market in a big way. We'll find out more from public relations and brand strategist Naomi Garrick.
Scope Caribbean is giving the opportunity to emerging and established talent.
And the analysts weighing on the latest market developments. Wigton Wind Farm has posted record profits, but
I think the concern is around the Wigton Phase 2 pronouncement was in that result too.
Cygnus Credit Investments is also out with stellar results.
Cygnus produced a record investment income for the overall 9 months and even for the quarter, driven largely by their successful $27.1 million APO.
And overseas, microchip maker Nvidia is taking advantage of a jump in demand for chips.
Video games have seen an exponential level of growth since the pandemic, even before the pandemic, because video games as an industry has started to outpace the movie industry.
We'll discuss.
Now don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and sign up for my newsletter at KalilaReynolds.com/newsletter. On the website, you can also read a full transcript of this episode. You can click the link in the description box below. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Kalila Ray, and on Facebook at Kalila Reynolds Media. If you're into podcasts, find us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm Kalila Reynolds. Let's get this money. Money Mondays JA was brought to you by Proven Wealth. Visit provenwealth.com to speak to an investment advisor today and follow We Are Proven on social media.